to this viral crazy Jesus theory that's resonating with so many seekers and skeptics alike. At its core, this theory grapples with the hypostatic union, the paradoxical reality of Jesus as 100% God and 100% man. But the Gospels repeatedly show him operating within radical human limitations while channeling infinite divine power. Why the friction? And how does frequency explain it all? Section 1. The core dilemma and power flow. Recall Mark 5. The bleeding woman touches his cloak. Power or dunamis leaves him. He asks who touched him despite the crowds pressing in. Option 1. A theatrical teaching moment. Option 2. A genuine limitation in his physical perception. The theory leans into the latter. Power is a transferable vibrational energy. Her faith created a high-frequency bridge, drawing healing vibration from him. This suggests Jesus voluntarily limited his omniscience to fully embody humanity. He tuned his vessel to human bandwidth to model ascension from within the limits. This power going out is a resonant transfer. It implies a biological heat signature to the divine, a literal drainage of energy that required calibration. Section 2. The Catalogue of Limitations. Hunger in the wilderness, thirst on the cross, exhaustion during the storm. These aren't just stories. They ground him in biology. His cellular energy frequencies needed constant replenishment. To be human is to be entropic. Even the divine had to eat to sustain the hardware. He was bound by spatial and temporal limits. He grew in wisdom and stature. Learning implies a frequency calibration over time, not instant data download. He didn't know the end times hour. He asked questions. Who touched me? How many loaves do you have? This suggests experiential knowing, not innate omniscience in the flesh. Hebrews says he learned obedience through suffering. Suffering is a frequency of high-resistance friction that polishes the soul's receiver. In his hometown, he could not do many miracles due to unbelief. This wasn't a choice, it was a restriction. Faith and doubt are frequency modulators. Low collective resonance dampens the flow. High resonance amplifies it. To perform a miracle, the environment must be tuned to receive the signal. Jesus tuned his vessel to human bandwidth. He didn't hover above our limits. He operated from within them to prove mastery is possible for the human hardware. Section 3. Frequency interpretation and scientific ties. Divine nature is an infinite high-vibration source. Human form is a tuned receiver-transmitter. Miracles occur at resonance peaks. When a command meets absolute belief, the fields align. The Christ frequency, often linked to 963 Hz, is the harmonic that overrides limits. Consider the noosphere and the plasma medium. Consciousness interacts with plasma, the fourth state of matter where thoughts and frequencies shape physical reality. Jesus' awareness operated in this field. He sensed power drainage as a vibrational perturbation in the plasma around him. He was a master of discerning frequencies. Doubt creates destructive interference. Faith creates constructive coherence. One cancels the power, the other amplifies it into what we call a miracle. The theory is viral because it empowers us. John 14:12 says, "Greater works than these shall you do." This implies frequency training is our evolutionary path. Now the full telekinesis breakdown, from the fundamentals to advanced omnikinesis, and its direct tie to the Jesus theory. Telekinesis is mind-directed influence on physical systems without mechanical means. At its base, it's simple frequency interaction. It's not magic, it's resonant entrainment. The mind generates a field that resonates with the target matter's vibrations, altering its state. Thought is a waveform. Focused intention creates subtle electromagnetic fields that couple with the zero-point energy of the quantum vacuum. Every object has a natural frequency, the rhythm of its atomic bonds. The telekinetic tunes into it, applying force via constructive interference. Where does the energy come from? It's drawn from the biofield, the ambient environment, or the universal noosphere. Jesus' power going out mirrors this exact draw. Practice moves from micro to macro. It requires coherence. Scattered thoughts create a weak signal. Focused faith creates an amplified broadcast. True telekinesis scales to omnikinesis, the control of all things. This is where the miracles of the Christ model become scientific possibilities. Molecular manipulation, rearranging electrons and protons, coal to diamond, water to wine. These are precise frequency commands to the plasma within matter. Biological control, healing as telekinetic precision, aligning molecules to dissolve tumors or seal wounds by matching the frequency of a healthy state. Environmental mastery, storm calming as atmospheric frequency stabilization, bending light for invisibility or breathing underwater via oxygen extraction. Sensory extensions, awareness through the mental field, feeling surroundings through perturbations in the plasma. This is why no one could sneak up on him. Jesus exemplified controlled omnikinesis within human limits. His questions were data gathering. His commands like "peace, be still" were pure frequency directives. He modeled voluntary bandwidth reduction. His miracles were resonant alignments with the source, proving the human body can host the infinite. The theory suggests we replicate this. Empty the self of doubt, those low-frequency drags. Align with the Christ consciousness, the high unity frequency. Noosphere evolution makes collective telekinesis possible, a shared field amplifying individual efforts. Plasma is the responsive medium we are learning to navigate. There are challenges. Ethics are the key. Jesus used power for compassion, never control. Misuse drops your frequency back into the chaos of the ego. The path forward is frequency hygiene, meditation, exposure to 963 Hz, faith as an amplifier. Science is finally catching up to the Jesus model. This deep integration shows telekinesis isn't fringe. It's the mechanism behind the Christ model. Frequency mastery is the ultimate destiny of our species. Let's expand on the concept of divine friction. Imagine the infinite being forced into the finite. It's like trying to pour the entire ocean into a single glass. The friction generates heat, spiritual and biological. This is why the power going out was felt physically. The hardware was being pushed to its thermal limit. This bridges us to the Hermetic principle. As above, so below. The frequency of the macrocosm mirrored in the microcosm of the human nervous system. Modern neuroscience shows faith shifts brainwaves into the gamma range, the frequency of peak insight and universal connection. Jesus lived in permanent gamma. The observer effect in quantum physics. The mind collapses the wave function. Jesus' observation was so potent it collapsed matter into new states instantly. He was drawing from zero-point energy, the infinite sea of power that exists in every cubic centimeter of empty space. He was the tap, we are the pipes. In the beginning was the Word, the Logos. The Word is a frequency. Matter is just sound, slowed down enough to be touched. Jesus knew the primal hum. From Kabbalah to Gnosticism, Zen to Hermeticism, the secret has always been the same, the mastery of internal and external resonance. Jesus was the ultimate practitioner. The alchemy of water to wine wasn't a magic trick. It was a macrokinetic rearrangement of atomic structures using a specific frequency command. At the Transfiguration, the vessel couldn't hold the frequency any longer. The veil of the flesh became transparent to the divine radiation within. In Gethsemane, the pressure of the frequency mismatch was so high it caused biological rupture. Sweat became blood, the ultimate friction of kenosis. The resurrection was the final frequency override, a pulse so powerful it overwrote the code of death itself, leaving a high-energy imprint on the shroud. Let's look at Omnikinesis Level 2, Environmental Entrainment. This is the ability to shift the collective frequency of a whole crowd or a geographical area. The feeding of the 5,000, materialization from the noosphere, drawing matter from the field by holding the frequency of enough against the frequency of lack. Walking on water. It's not about being light, it's about altering the local gravitational field via counter-vibrational waves. Levitation is just physics, advanced healing. Not just fixing cells, but rewriting the DNA blueprint. Jesus didn't just heal the blind, he restored the capacity for sight itself. The cost of mastery is energy. Every miracle is a withdrawal from the biological battery. This is why Jesus often withdrew to the mountains to recharge. He was plugging back into the source, grounding his vessel, recalibrating his human frequencies after the distortion of interacting with low vibration suffering. Frequency hygiene isn't a luxury, it's a survival mechanism for the sensitive soul. To navigate the world's noise, you must have an unshakable internal signal. The Christ signal is a high bandwidth broadcast. It's the frequency of unconditional love. the only vibration high enough to dissolve all physical and spiritual walls. We are moving toward a collective awakening. The Jesus theory is viral because we are starting to recognize our own potential within the Christ model. We are entering an era of techno-mysticism, where science validates the miracle, where the quantum field and the Holy Spirit are recognized as the same thing. The final limit is the ego. The frequency of I is the only thing that blocks the frequency of all. Jesus' kenosis was the removal of the I, 963 Hz, the frequency of the pineal gland, the gateway to the divine. It's the resonant key that Jesus used to unlock the human prison. To summarize, Jesus was the prototype omnikinetic. He showed us the path from biological limitation to universal mastery through frequency alignment. Our role is to follow the model, to practice frequency hygiene, to choose faith coherence over doubt interference, to step into our own greater works. We are fish in an ocean of plasma, unaware of the medium we swim in. Jesus was the first to realize he could command the waves because he was the waves. This is more than a theory. It's a blueprint for the next stage of human evolution, a call to tune your instrument to the frequency of the divine. Thank you for watching Frequency XO Productions. We hope this deep dive has resonated with your own frequency journey. Remember, never give up on yourself. The power is already within you, waiting to be tuned. See you in the next frequency.